A former slave crowned himself king and built a mountain fortress. This is the story of Henri Christophe. After the Haitian Revolution, the country stood free but fractured. The French were gone, but the scars of slavery, war, and division ran deep. In the aftermath of independence, Haiti did not become one united nation. It split into two radically different visions for what black freedom should look like. In the south, Alexandre Pétion led a republic. In the north, Henri Christophe declared himself monarch. A man who had once been enslaved now wore a crown. He ruled not with dreams of democracy, but with ambition, discipline, and iron will. And in the mountains, he built something the world had never seen before, a black kingdom forged from revolution. Christophe's story is not simple. He was both liberator and autocrat, visionary and tyrant. He believed that black people, once freed, could not just survive, they could rule, build, and ascend. And he set out to prove it not through words, but through structures of stone, steel, and sovereignty. Born in 1767, Christophe's early life is still shrouded in mystery. Some say he was born in Grenada, others in Saint-Domingue. What's known is that he was enslaved as a child and later gained his freedom before the Haitian Revolution began. He worked as a mason, a sailor, and eventually as a soldier during the American Revolution, fighting with French forces against the British. That experience would later shape his understanding of military discipline and national power. When the revolution in Saint-Domingue erupted in 1791, Christophe joined the insurgents. He quickly rose through the ranks, known for his intelligence, strength, and ruthless efficiency. He served under Toussaint Louverture and later Dessalines, playing a key role in battles that led to Haiti's independence in 1804. After Dessalines' assassination in 1806, Haiti was plunged into internal conflict. Power was up for grabs and Christophe seized it. In the north, he took control and rejected Pétion's Republican government in the south. Christophe didn't trust democracy. He believed that a newly liberated people, with centuries of trauma behind them and enemies surrounding them, needed order, not debates. He declared himself president of the state of Haiti in 1807, and 4 years later, in 1811, he crowned himself King Henri. That's right, a former slave became a king. He modeled his monarchy after European courts, complete with nobility, titles, uniforms, and pageantry. He established a royal court, naming dukes, counts, and barons, all black men, all former slaves or revolutionaries. But unlike European monarchs who inherited their titles through bloodlines, Christophe rewarded merit, loyalty, and service to Haiti. It was a bold political move. To the outside world, it looked like a bizarre imitation of Europe. But Christophe was sending a message. If Europe wanted to mock black freedom as chaos, he would show them black sovereignty as majestic. He would build a kingdom that rivaled the very empires that once enslaved him. And he did. His greatest symbol of that vision still stands today, Citadelle La Ferrière, a massive fortress perched on a mountain nearly 3,000 feet above sea level. Built to withstand a potential French invasion, the citadel was a masterpiece of engineering. It could hold 365 cannons, store food for 5,000 men, and survive siege after siege. Its stone walls were over 100 feet high in places. Christophe employed thousands of workers, some say by force, to build the structure over 15 years. It was more than a fortress. It was a statement, a monument to resistance, a reminder that Haiti would never be colonized again. But Christophe's vision came at a cost. He ruled with discipline bordering on dictatorship. He reinstated a system of agricultural labor that many said resembled the very plantations they had just escaped. Land was organized into large estates, and peasants were expected to work under military supervision. Christophe believed this was necessary to rebuild Haiti's economy. Sugar and coffee had made Saint-Domingue rich, and he wanted that prosperity back, but without slavery. He called it a system of honest labor. Critics called it forced labor under a different name. The workers were paid, but the conditions were strict. If you refused, there were punishments. Christophe viewed idleness as a threat to national survival. He once said, "Liberty must not degenerate into licentiousness." His code of conduct was severe, and disobedience was met with harsh consequences. This wasn't the freedom many revolutionaries had envisioned. But despite the criticism, Christophe's northern kingdom was effective. He built schools, hospitals, and roads. He minted his own currency, established trade partnerships, and promoted education. He believed deeply in self-reliance. Unlike Pétion's Southern Republic, which had begun redistributing land and cozying up to foreign influence, Christophe sought to make Haiti strong from within. His motto was clear: strength, order, and work. But the world outside Haiti never accepted his crown. European nations refused to recognize a black king. They mocked his court. They saw his kingdom not as a sign of progress, but as a spectacle. And inside Haiti, resentment was growing. His rigid systems alienated many. The Republic in the South became a safe haven for those who rejected Christophe's authoritarian rule. By 1820, cracks were forming. Christophe suffered a stroke that left him partially paralyzed. Rumors of rebellion spread. His enemies sensed weakness. His soldiers began deserting him. Towns started rising up in defiance. The very kingdom he built began to collapse from within. Facing mutiny and betrayal, Henri Christophe made his final decision. On October 8, 1820, in his palace at Sans-Souci, he took his own life with a silver bullet to the heart. Some say he died with dignity. Others say he died in despair. But even in death, he controlled his narrative, choosing to die by his own hand, rather than be dragged through the streets like Dessalines. Henri Christophe's legacy is as massive and complex as the fortress he left behind. He built one of the greatest architectural achievements in the Caribbean. He proved that Black leadership could be ambitious, disciplined, and visionary. But he also ruled with a heavy hand, sometimes blurring the line between leadership and tyranny. To some, he was a king who lifted his people. To others, a dictator who forgot the meaning of liberation. To history, he was both. What cannot be denied is that Christophe believed in the Haitian people believed they could rise, not just from slavery, but into sovereignty, strength, and self-determination. He wanted the world to see a Black nation that wasn't just free, but powerful. And he dared to wear a crown to prove it. If this story gave you a new perspective on Haitian history, hit that like button and help more people hear what textbooks never taught us. Subscribe to the channel because we are honoring the legacies they tried to erase one day at a time. And drop a comment with King Christophe if you believe that his dream, despite its flaws, was bold enough to be remembered. Tomorrow, we dig into the tension that shaped the revolution itself. In Day 11, we explore the complex, often hidden rivalry between Haiti's two most legendary leaders, Toussaint Louverture and Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Two men, one revolution. So why did they clash? Don't miss why Toussaint and Dessalines had to clash. Because behind every revolution are rival visions of freedom,